Hello friends, and welcome to it's a bit of a different episode today. We normally are on the Victory Station on the Switch, but today we're actually going to be doing some Showdown content. So I've been playing a little bit around with the Coalossal team, Gmax Coalossal team. I featured it a long time ago on the channel, and we've made some changes to it since. I've been playing a little bit with it. Our current rating is 1809, I believe. I think we're sitting around... Let's have a look. Okay, there we are. Okay, so we're sitting like 96th on the ladder. It's not too bad. Really wanted to just kind of do this because we can fit in a lot more battles than we can on the Switch, and we can have a play around, see how high we can get on the ladder as well. So we'll just jump into it. I'll explain the team as we go. Coalossal is the Gmax. We've got the DUSCLOPS and DD, which I've been playing around with for the last few weeks. Introduced Ferrothorn, which is really strong, the Iron Defense set, Assault Vest, Primarina, and then we've got Life Orb, Iron Fist, Concorder to make up. So we've got our first opponent. VGC 20 sucks. Does it? I don't know. I don't agree with that. I kind of enjoy VGC 20, but I know a lot of people don't feel the same. But that's the same with every format, isn't it? Anyway, Darmanitan. I think we're pretty safe going for our DUSCLOPS in DD lead. The only thing that would worry me a little bit would be the Primarina maybe coming out. The Snorlax and DD lead as well is a little bit difficult to deal with. There's a part of me that wants to bring Conk to this match just for the Snorlax, but like it doesn't do too bad against the Darmanitan, but it's going to be hard to kind of get around the Snorlax for sure if we do see that lead and it does get set up. So maybe we're better off going with maybe something like Conk. The Indeedee does threaten us, of course, but we can lead our own Indeedee. Get rid of theirs, but, you know, I think we'll just stick with what we've been doing, and we'll lead with this, and we'll see what we can do. So we see the Dragapult Mimikyu. Okay. I mean, this is ideal for Indeedee because it's not affected by any of the Ghost-type attacks. I mean, we could worry about the Mimikyu reversing the Trick Room for sure. I do have Trick Eject button on the Indeedee, but I'm kind of happy just going for the Follow Me, just Trick Room here. We see the Dragon Dance, that's fine. Play rough, okay. I mean, that's kind of perfect because really this is the ideal situation now. We get our Trick Room up, we can just go for the Will-O-Wisp here. I don't even think I really... Do I want to go for the... You know, there's a potential of where we could go for the Gmax Bulldoze and then just hit into the Dragapult, or actually get rid of the Mimikyu because there's a chance it could reverse the Trick Room. Dragapult feels threatened here, so I think it's not a bad play. We'll break the disguise as well with our Bulldoze. We'll see the Dragapult Max and the Shadow Sneak there, activate the weakness policy. But I mean, that's still fine. Coalossal should take an attack from the Dragapult. I think Dusclops is probably the Pokemon that it's going to look to target here. Over anything. We do get our max move off, take down the Mimikyu, and yeah, we'll lose our Dusclops in the process. Okay, well, let's bring in Indeedee. Okay, Primarina. The Hyper Voice is going to be a little bit annoying. The Dragapult's kind of forced to go for Max Wormwind, I think. We'll go for the Max Overgrowth. That should pick up. We'll protect Indeedee here. Should pick up the Prim, yeah. So we'll see what we can do. Max Whirlwind, yeah, that's fine. I mean, our attack drops, fine. Okay, what's their last Pokemon? If it's Darmanitan, we're fine. Oh, it's Snorlax. Big bad Snorlax. Okay, I think we're going to be alright, to be honest. I kind of want to get rid of the Dragapult, if I'm honest, because like with Ferrothorn as our last Pokemon, I think we can handle the Snorlax pretty well. We just need to get some good damage onto this Dragapult, and that's enough, I think. Potentially with one turn of Trick Room left. Yeah, I think we'll be alright. I think. Last turn. We've got one more turn. So the thing is, the Dragapult now can't really protect. Because if it does, then it goes down to the Gmax move anyway. The residual damage. It's whether or not we want to go for an Iron Defense with a Ferrothorn and just engine power into the Dragapult. I think that's probably what we'll do. Yeah. Okay, Double Edge. Depends what the Snorlax has actually got as well. You know, I think after an Iron Defense or two, we should be alright. We'll just Leech Seed just to make sure, and then we can start body pressing the lax. You got to worry about heat crash as well, because some lax do carry the heat crash. But other than that, I think we should be all right. Oh, he left. He left. How dare he? Okay, well, we'll start our timer. Tick that one down, because it doesn't look like VGC 26 is coming back. We'll search for our next one. I think we would have won that one. Like I said, even with the heat crash, we should have been all right, I reckon. Oh, he's back. Okay, belly drum. All right. Well, let's stop looking. Oh, did we look? I don't know if we did. All right. Well. Okay, well, we'll just protect. We'll scout out what they've got. He does come back. Docus Lariat. I think we take that, though, with that iron defense boost, to be honest. I think, like, I'll be surprised if we get knocked out, but it doesn't even matter because we just outspeed it anyway. So, and there we go. Good game. Nobody home, but nice one for us to pick up a win with there. So, we'll move on to the next one and see how we can do. We've got Grimmsnarl, the Togekiss Excadrill, Arcanine, Milotic, and Ferrothorn. Okay, I think that the lead here that I worry about the most probably is the Togekiss Excadrill. Just because of the Follow Me, the Yawn from the Togekiss, the threat there, the setup with the Excadrill. They're tending to run things like Swords Dance at the minute, so you've got to be really careful and be able to check it quite early on. Milotic, obviously something that is a bit of a pain, but you know, if we can get into a situation where we can set our Trick Room up with and get Coalossal onto the field, then we can max Overgrow, then it's not doing too bad, you know. Like, Coalossal's amazing against this team if we can just avoid the Milotic, and we've got Ferrothorn to bring in if we want to kind of stall out the Milotic. If it does go for the Dynamax, just got to be a little bit careful around things like the Arcanine, potentially like Flamethrower, Heat Wave on the Togekiss. And we really need to prioritize keeping our Coalossal to deal with the Ferrothorn, because otherwise we've got really no ways to deal with it. So it can be tricky. But I think getting our Trick Room up is going to be pretty easy. We'll just have to see what my opponent goes for here. We've got the timer on, so hopefully they pick Nick the Real. Hopefully he's not too long in picking his Pokemon. Right, so there's the Excadrill, and it's the Milotic. Okay. Okay, well, let's scout out what we've got to deal with item-wise. Focus Sash on the Excadrill, Papa Berry on the Milotic. So, I think we'll go for the Trick Room. I'm going to trick... What am I more worried about maxing here? I would say the Milotic. Like, I'd rather get the Milotic out so I can, like, potentially trick something. The thing is, I feel like the Excadrill probably goes for Swords Dance here. Yeah, so we'll trick that because... Okay, there's the coil. Alright. That's not ideal. And we do get flinched, which is really not ideal because now... I mean, we can get a Trick Room up for sure, because we can just follow me now. The Ironhead flinch isn't ideal because now the Milotic's in a position where it can max for sure, and it can start putting things to sleep, which is not ideal. The Follow Me here really does help out a bunch. Hypnosis, there we go. Yeah, ideal. Great stuff. We'll go for the Will-O-Wisp there. Probably better off getting our own Ferrothorn in. They're going to put Dusclops to sleep, I think. But if we can get like the Will-O-Wisp onto the Ferrothorn, that'll be useful just for a little bit of chip damage. Damn. Okay, well, that's not ideal at all. Really, what we need right now is to get a Will-O-Wisp and a Leech Seed onto the Milotic. Or do we get Coalossal in? Potentially here. Because I think you put the Ferrothorn to sleep, right? So let's go for Coalossal. Let's go for the Leech Seed into the Milotic. Okay, so Arcanine coming in. That's fine. But we don't see like a Muddy Water. No, we don't. Okay, so they go for the yeah. Right, now we can max. The problem is that I kind of want to go for Max Flare, but we're not getting like... We're not getting much use out of that because, I mean, what have they got? Okay, they've got the Arcanine, Excadrill, and the Ferrothorn. So we need Coalossal. Like they're primary target is going to be Coalossal. So let's just bring in Indeedee here. We can't. Like, I've got to go for the max to try and get rid of the Arcanine and just give us a bit more time with Ferrothorn, I think. Hopefully this is enough to get the Arcanine as well. But it does protect, so we're pretty knackered there. Okay, well, I mean, we get the residual damage every turn. Okay. Could have been a little bit worse where we potentially lost the Coalossal. I prefer not to lose it here. But it means pulling a double switch right now. That's the problem. Trick Room, this is the last turn. Yeah, unfortunately, this is what we're going to have to do. Wasting our Dynamax turns for sure here. It's not going so well. It's like sleep. You know, this is where I always feel like Primarina would have just been the better choice here, so we can get our terrain up and we don't have to deal with the Hypnosis threat. And that's generally what I try and do, but sometimes it's not so possible. Okay, let's get Coalossal in and let's just try and let's try and get a Psychic onto the Melodic. It's risky because if we get the boost, it's not ideal. I like the drop. It's really not ideal at all. Okay, so Indeedee's sitting in a decent position, right? We know that the Arcanine's special. The thing is, they know that I can't keep the Coalossal in, right? Let's go for a Protect, get Dusclops onto the field. Maybe we can. Okay, it's not. That's fine. Muddy Water or Hypnosis? Muddy Water. Okay, trying to get the Coalossal. Okay, well these Leech Seeds are doing pretty, like, a decent job at stalling out these sleep turns for sure. Can we set the Trick Room up? Because that's what we really need. The thing is, though, we need to get rid of the Arcanine, because the Arcanine is just a royal pain in the butt. We have to wake up and follow me, I think. Okay, well, we're not going to get it, but we do get a little bit of an extra turn here, so a bit more of that Leech Seed recovery. I mean, we could just go for a burn into the Ferrothorn, not worry about setting up a Trick Room. But the burn might better into the Melodic, and going into our own Ferrothorn here, because we know for a fact Indeedee wakes up the next turn, it takes a move. Oh, come on, we've had like two miss. Oh, so frustrating. It really is super frustrating. I think we need to Pain Split and Leech Seed. Come on, wake up. There's the Iron Defense. That's like the last thing we want to be seeing right now. We definitely don't want to be seeing these Iron Defenses. So we need to try and get Iron Defenses up ourselves for sure. Let's just go for the Iron Defense. Hopefully we can. Okay, well, that's helpful. Not so much. Okay, and the Iron Defense. Okay, that helps us out a bunch. What are we gonna? We just saw the Leech Seed there. Right, Dusclops is in such a bad spot right now because it's prime target for Muddy Water, but Muddy Water could potentially miss. I'm gonna go for another Iron Defense. We've got to watch the whole time because the Arcanine can Oh, okay, we get it. Okay, and we get that as well. Body Press. Thinking of the ally switch maybe. There's the yeah, the Arcanine's got Flamethrower, so that's a little bit of a kicker for us for sure. Right. I think we need to just stall out the sleep turns. We need to try and get another Iron Defense up. Okay, well, Arcanine coming back in. Okay. Yeah, it's the Flamethrower that's the issue. From the Arcanine for sure, and now my opponent just Muddy Waters and probably. How many turns of sleep have we had with Ferrothorn? Let's have a look. The one, just the one. Okay, yeah, it's too risky, kind of staying in with it right now. I mean, we can try and Trick Room, bring Indeedee in, probably our best bet. Kind of cover bases. Yeah, there's a Flamethrower, Muddy Water. Yeah, cover the Coalossal switch in for sure. I don't think we're going to take another muddy water. That's the problem. Okay. Let's bring Ferrothorn in and just protect Indeedee. We're in a right corner here. Okay, so let's see. Snow, yeah. Muddy water, I'd imagine. Yeah. Okay. Right, well, we're not in the worst of spots here because we can potentially get a leech seed onto the Arcanine. If we can get the wake up here, that would be pretty big for us. Oh, it's Max. Okay. Max Darkness. Alright, well, that's... Yeah, I mean, they got Hypnosis here. Okay, well, recover. Yeah, we needed to wake up. I think that was the only way we could kind of win this. Ah, and we lose due to inactivity. Come on. I didn't feel like we were like clicking our buttons too slow there either. But never mind. Okay, it's a good game to my opponent. Let's move on to our next one. It was a tough team. And I think it was made tougher by how we led there. I think the Primarina would have been a lot safer to lead in that situation. Okay, so we've got an next opponent. Toxtricity, Channeler, the Wimmy, Durant, Milotic, and Hydreigon. So got to be careful about the Channeler for sure, because it's going to be it's probably got Imprison. So I'll be able to shut down our Trick Room. The Milotic again is another problem Pokemon. The Tox definitely makes it more difficult to bring Primarina for ourselves. But I think just keeping this information in the back of our head, I think we can probably get around my opponent. Like, we want to be burning the Durant. I think if we can land a Psychic onto the Tox is pretty huge for us. Primarina is probably not a bad shout, in all honesty. I just then worry about the Milotic maxing, but there's like so many other options on my opponent's team that you would probably prefer to max than the Milotic. So I think that's not a bad shot. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to bring in Primarina. I'm just going to protect Indeedee, because then we can get our terrain up and just completely ignore what the Milotic does. Okay, it's going for the blind Hypnosis. That's fine. Let's go for the Max Starfall into the Milotic and just follow me to get around any potential Hypnosis here, so we don't get shut down too hard. Let's bring in Dusclops. Okay, it does miss again. That's quite fortunate. Now they can't go for it, so that's good. We got a terrain up. That's what we want. Now we can get our Trick Room up pretty safely, to be honest. The only thing you've got to worry about now is maybe the taunt on the Whimsicott. Potentially does carry it. Wouldn't be ideal. Let's go for another Max Starfall into the Milotic. Yeah, there's the taunt coming out strong. Okay, well, I mean, it's just gonna recover again. So we'll probably be better off going for it into that slot and then bring back. No, I don't want to bring in Indeedee. Because the Milotic's pretty useless here, right? It's not doing very much. Go Max Starfall into the Wimmy and bring in Coalossal, because I think the Milotic's forced to recover here. I don't think it's really got many other options. Oh, it goes for the Muddy Water. We could actually got it. Wow. Okay, well, I think the Energy Ball and I think we just Heat Wave. Okay, well, that's fine, because we get the Milotic. We lose Coalossal, but it's not the end of the world. We can bring in Indeedee now. It's a little bit more tricky, because I think we should bring in Dusclops and just protect. Because if we can get our Trick Room up, that makes so much choice specs. That makes the Toxtricity a bit more difficult to deal with, for sure. Depends how much damage. Okay, I think, like, we'll be able to take for sure. The Specs Overdrive. We can maybe even take it with Indeedee. So let's Trick Room. And, do we Psychic? I think we just go for the Psychic. If we get it, I mean, that's huge. We probably do, actually. Yeah, get it with both. So, I mean, that's fine. Now we get a Trick Room up. And it depends what my opponent's... Okay, so it's the Durant. Alright, well, we can burn that. We can Psychic the Wimmy. And then, I think, Primarina can close this one up by itself. Max Quake, that's fine. It's boosting the special defense, but I mean, at this point, it's kind of alright. We'll Pain Split there, and we'll just go for a Hyper Voice. We can't protect with Prim, that's the only problem. So we need to be doing... I think we'll get it the next turn. Yeah. Yeah, and they've just forfeit. So there we go. We get another win. So that's excellent. Right, we'll have one more, I think, in this one today. Hopefully we can get 3-1. We'll see where our score ends up with in this last one. And I think the thing is, I've held off doing these episodes on Showdown because I haven't really put much time into getting a high enough rating, and I don't really want to be putting out stuff on Showdown when we're not kind of at the kind of above average kind of level. So I think it's more beneficial, especially the teams that we're facing and how players are kind of playing these teams. It's more beneficial for you guys to see that sort of thing than the low ladder stuff that you could probably do anyway by yourself just by getting a new account. So our next opponent playing Tyranitar Sylveon, Rotom Heat, Excadrill, Rillaboom, and the Milotic. Milotic is literally everywhere at the minute, isn't it? Okay. We need to be quick. Let's just go with our kind of standard stuff, I think. Do we want Primarina again? I think that's the crux of it all. I'd probably prefer Primarina here anyway, because I think, like, the Rillaboom's a bit of a problem, but Ferrothorn is good against, like, four of the 6 Pokemon, but you got to worry about the hidden, like, fire moves on like Sylveon, T-Tar. It's like, and you've got the Rotom as well. If it comes down to that at the end, it's never going to be good, is it? Right, so items: Citrus Berry, weakness policy on the T-Tar. Can we get the trick onto the T-Tar? That would be literally huge for us if we can, or is it just a bit too risky for us to do? I think it might be, you know. I think we're probably better off just going follow me, protecting that Dusclops here. Okay. Well, the T-Tar's not going to max. It is going to Rock Slide, for sure, to try and stop the Trick Room, I think. Oh, it curses. Ha! Oh, did not see that coming. At least we prevent the Rillaboom from switching out. Okay, so we'll Will-O-Wisp the Tyranitar. I think that's a good play, and we'll go for Max Flare. Now, what comes in for the Rillaboom? There's not a lot that can really switch in for it. The Milotic maybe, but I don't mind Max Flaring there because it just means that, like, it's a bit easier for us to take potentially a Muddy Water the next turn. Imagine the T-Tar might max here. Yeah. You do get the burn, so that's useful. We just need to not proc a weakness policy. That's the big thing. They should proc ours. Yeah. Yeah. So the Sand's back up. But if Milotic comes in now, then we can net a kill for sure. We just need to be very careful around this Tyranitar. That's the problem. Okay, it's the Rotom. Okay, Rotom. Do we want to protect Dusclops? That's a question. The Rotom coming in though makes me think there's like ally switch here potentially. Let's bring in Indeedee into the fray just for the follow me support, just in case we see that, because we might need an extra turn just to get around that. No. Well, the Charty Berry ain't saving your ass this time. Okay, so the Max Darkness coming out, that's fine. Special defense down, but we've got plenty left in the tank. Primarina to come in, can start doing some good damage. We've got to be so careful though, really careful, because we don't want to proc the weakness policy. That's like the big no-no here. And are they gonna let us double target the Sylveon? I don't really feel like they probably will. It's tricky, isn't it? It's tricky. Because we could just go Max Flare. into the Sylveon and Moonblast. Oh, they've done the weakness policy. Okay, right. Well, it depends where they target into, for sure. We get the Sun Up anyway for our last turn. Okay, so we've got... Oh, we can't even get the Sylveon. And we don't get that Sun Up. Okay, well, Thing is, if we had the Sun Up, then we would be able to at least... we'd be able to potentially Solar Beam here, which would be a lot more useful. Okay. I think to avoid proccing any... Well, the weakness policy's procced. And the best thing we can do is just Ancient Power and see a Rock Slide come in. I mean, it doesn't do too bad damage. We get the boosts. They've oh, it's a shame. The boosts are wasted. Alright, well... Can we... Well, yeah, we can. We can totally do this. We don't want a Trick Room. I think Pain Split is our only option, and Hydro Cannon should get the Tyranitar from here because it's minus speed, isn't it? Yeah. And there we go, we win. Good game, Realder. Nice team, my friend, and really nice game there. So that wraps it up. We've kind of featured the team a little bit here, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, a bit of a feature episode, a little bit different from what we normally do. The Gmax Coalossal is amazing. You guys are normally probably used to seeing it played with the Steam Engine ability, activating that, and then going from there, but this is a completely different kind of build to the Gmax Coalossal team. Okay, well, let's see where we ended up on the ladder. I'm going to see if we can see, because... we should be a little bit higher than when we started. I think we had 3 wins, 1 loss. Sotashi, where are you, Sotashi? We're definitely not up in these heights, unless it's just not updated yet. It might not have done. Anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't matter. So we'll wrap it up there, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. Do drop a like on the video if you want more of this content, because the more likes I get, the more comments and the more positive feedback I get for this video, because I don't normally do Showdown, the more likely I am to actually do more content on this. It's super quick for me to do, and we can change teams a lot quicker than me building them in game. So it's really important that you let me know that you'd like to see more of this content going forward, and if you do, obviously, if you enjoy it, if you enjoy this sort of stuff and any Pokemon content, do subscribe to the channel, because I do a lot of guides, news coverage, and VG content. So thanks for tuning in. Hope you are all keeping well, and I'll see you all for the next one. So till then, bye bye.